prosper. We're going to be talking about today the sound of a disaster. So, know you guys are we're coming off our cold weather months and we're all coming out of the winter storm, but we're going to talk about the sound of a disaster and water intrusion and water detection systems tonight. So, tonight's live video, hopefully, um, just educating, growing. Since it's live, I'm traveling tonight, so I thought I would jump on here tonight and do a quick live video. We're gonna live stream, continue to grow our channel, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Like, subscribe, share our video. Um, but our goal is let's talk about the winter storm. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 degrees outside, and suddenly, as property managers, your phone starts ringing, and it's not just one resident. It's 10, it's 5, it's 10, it's 20 residents, and it's the sound. You can hear the sound of the fire alarm, the fire suppression system, and it's finally snapped, and you can hear it in the background. You can hear your residents screaming. And welcome to tonight's show. I'm Dion, and tonight we're going to be talking about the frozen ticking time bomb. And we've seen pipes burst in the last 14 days and in the previous few weeks, combined in the previous winter. So, tonight's video, though, before I decided to kind of lay it down for tonight, we'll do a quick live video. And if you think your standard winterization plan that you had from years ago is going to save your building, it's not. It's 2026 and your building is going to be underwater. So tonight we're going to break down the exact mechanics of the sprinkler system failure. If you remember, go back to a few videos that we had where I talked about and I showed you a large sprinkler, and we talked about how we saved the company well over $100,000. Insurance adjuster came out and said if we were not on site, this was well over 100,000. In fact, the fact that we were able to respond so quickly, it alleviated the point to where we didn't even need to make an insurance claim. Because many of you guys know in the commercial field, your deductible is a very high amount. And if the damages are not going to exceed that amount of the deductible, it's no point in doing that. So, if you guys noticed that, we saved that building because of what we've done. But tonight, we're going to talk about how AI detection tools and it can catch different micro freezes before your pipes burst. And it's going to save you guys a lot of money. And while your insurance company, some of the insurance companies is going to audit your insulation depth. They're going to make sure that you have your pipes insulated when you're going into next winter. So these are some of the things you're going to look at. One of the things when we had our pipes insulated, it was not what one of the pipes that actually busted from the sprinkler system. It was only maybe a 5 foot section that was not insulated. So, thank you guys for coming in. Yeah, go ahead. Quick question. How you guys doing? So, let's start while we got you guys in here. It is a nice hotel room. We're traveling for our company today. So typically, what I do is I go in and I support struggling properties. So that's kind of one of the things I do. And we're traveling today. We got the call, but we're kind of going over last week's issue that we had. So let's start with the hard truth. Most of you guys aren't dealing with old pipes. You're dealing with negligence. So in 2026, I've traveled a lot of properties and I'm seeing a large spike in dry sprinkler system failures. If you don't know this, call your maintenance guys, call someone from your fire marshal, call your fire, um, anybody that handles your fire sprinkler system, your fire detection system. Call your vendors out. Most of the time, it's going to be condensation that's going to be inside of those lines and it's going to freeze at a certain point. And then you're going to get those drips, you're going to get those, and the pipes are going to expand. And then next thing you know, it's going to shatter. And what we experienced to where this came off of a 5 day period to where this was a senior building. And in this senior building, you did not have power for 5 days. And in those 5 days, you had a lot of pipes that experienced different temperature ranges. So it's going to be something to where you got to think in a typical sprinkler system, 100 psi system, if it blows, you're not just looking at a small puddle. If you guys go back to that previous video, 50, 75 gallons per minute are going through those pipes. And when that pipe busted, we're looking at a lot of water. And it's not going to be, I hate to say it, it's not going to be beach water. It's not going to be crystal clear. It's not going to be water that comes out looking like this. This is going to be smelly water. This is going to be black water. And if you've got apartments in that area, it's going to damage all kind of flooring. It's going to soak through your drywall. Um, it's going to soak through the fire-rated drywall. You're going to have to cut that out. So in this economy, it costs a lot of money if a sprinkler system bursts. Remember, when this sprinkler system burst, we were on site within 20 minutes. 20 minutes. The insurance adjuster had mentioned if we were not there, it would have been a full insurance claim. That could be well over 250,000. Actually, this only had damaged 20 units. This could have been well over 40, 50 units. It's actually a small property. I believe it was only 90 units entirety. So if you think, if you have an entire, if it burst on there, that could be your entire maintenance budget for the year. Could be your entire budget just gone. Any questions? How you guys doing tonight? Prep and Pro. Make sure you guys are subscribing. If you haven't been on there, subscribe. All my small landlords, investors, property owners, help me grow our channel. Share the video. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We typically go live on Thursday nights, but we just wanted to do something tonight since we're kind of traveling, and we just wanted to go over and just kind of give you guys a few tips. So, you guys got any questions? We're not going to be on here too long, so make sure you like and share. Talk to me about water detection devices. If you are a small property owner, let's say you do not have, just say you have 10 units. We talk about did you guys see the eviction video? $6,000 water bill stemmed from a toilet leak. Most of the time it could be typically a flange, small toilet leak. Did you guys see the video on TikTok? An eviction story, $6,000. One of the things you want to look at, and some of our insurance companies are requiring these, they want to have water detection devices inside of your property or inside of your unit. So if you're not there locally, what type of water detection devices, or are you even thinking about using these in your property? And the reason why I say that is here in Nashville, I'm not sure how this occurred, because in Nashville, they're not going to allow you to go more than, I would say, 3 months of non-payment of your water bill. But this lady was somehow able to go over a year with non-payment. So that's one of the things you want to do, is look at it. So in order for you to go 1 year with non-payment of your water bill, and for the water bill to go from a kind of a leaking faucet or leaking toilet to $6,000, that's a responsibility, yes, on the tenant, but also as the property manager, you should have been going over to your property every quarter to look at different things and to look at different inspections. And if you notice a running toilet, or if you notice a high bill, be in contact with your property owner or with your tenant to say, hey, if you notice any kind of bills increase, your tenant should kind of say, hey, you have not done the work order that I reported a few weeks ago or a few months ago. When are you going to get around to changing the toilet? So this was kind of the ball dropped on multiple people. However, the tenant is still going to be responsible. So to all my people that are renting out here, just because you do have a maintenance issue, that does not mean you can't withhold the rent. You want to check your local tenant and your landlord tenant laws, but that does not necessarily mean you can hold your rent. And two, if you know that there's an issue, continue to talk to your landlord to make sure. So tonight we just kind of wanted to jump on here tonight, just to give you guys a few, just a few tips to make sure, as far as We're just kind of going over as far as water detection devices and to make sure you guys are just kind of growing. Um, we're still trying to grow our live stream. Just kind of let us know if you guys got any questions. Leave us in the comments. Thank you guys. Prep and prosper. Let's go.